the same charges a decade ago.
Get all that, bro. Where's my daughter at?
The same charges he had before.
Is in there right now in jail. I want to know where my daughter is. Where is she at? Answer that question.
Y'all coming at me as if I have your daughter. I don't work for Mr. Kelly. I work for Mr. Stephen Greenberg. I have much sympathy for you guys. I haven't been around here. I just got here 6 months ago. The person you should be addressing this to is Mr. Kelly and Mr. Kelly's attorney. I can't tell you anything about your daughter. I absolutely understand what's going on with you guys. I have sympathy for you. I have a 21-year-old. Listen to me. I have a 21-year-old. I would drive that truck in that hotel if my daughter's in there. That's what I would do. I would drive that truck and I'd get her if it's my daughter.
My name is r.kelly. My name is Jocelyn Savage. Sorry. Philippe is playing with his squeaky, so if you hear that, that's what's in the background. But we actually just read an article saying that we were evicted from the Trump, and saying that, you know, we were under emergency living and all kinds of stuff like that. We just wanted to let you guys know that that is not true. We are here. We are at the Trump. I'm going to show you guys actually our view so you guys can know it's real. It's Grammy's back there, you know, so yeah, we're here at the Trump. And you know, Joy's parents are all over social media. Yeah, they know where I'm at. Yeah, we've been here at the Trump, you know, we've been here for years. We move freely, we come and go freely. We actually just left out this morning and nobody said anything to us, you know, no one stopped us, no one, you know, harassed us or anything like that. So we just wanted to clear that up and let you guys know that that is fake news, and do not believe everything that you hear. Other than that, we want to say thank you to all of Robert's fans. We see the support that you guys are showing him all over social media, Twitter, Instagram, everything. We see you guys going in, and we are just so thankful for the prayers, for the love, for the support, everything that you guys are saying and doing and trying to do to help him.
Hey everybody. So I just showed you a couple of videos here. The first one I showed you is of Darrell Johnson. You've heard him speak on R. Kelly before, infamously known as when the Chicago dude, Chi-Town dude, came by and called him a goof ass. All right, that was the funniest stuff. I could play that over and over and over again. That never gets old. But he actually is some kind of publicist slash like crisis manager hired by the attorney of R. Kelly, not necessarily R. Kelly. And so when you see him speaking to Timothy Savage, that's Joycelyn Savage's father, and based on what he said, like, dude, well, I don't know why you coming at me, because if it was me, then he went on to speak about, which I'm going to talk about in this video. That's what this video is mainly about. Based on what he said, some people will argue, well, he ain't a very good publicist. If he trying to help R. Kelly, he did not do a very good job. Now, that could be argued. I can see why people would say that, like, he ain't really helping the situation. However, it's what he said that is more telling than anything at all. What he said to Timothy Savage while Timothy Savage was having his TV moment. Okay, so because please believe me, even though I feel what I feel about R. Kelly, and that will not change. That man is a sexual predator, and that will not change. My thoughts don't change on that. Timothy Savage is an opportunist. I tried early on, when I saw him and his wife come out a couple of years ago, to try to have some kind of sympathy, to empathize with this family because they didn't have their daughter. Okay. But over the last couple of years, I cannot help but to see this family not as a grieving family, grieving for their daughter not coming home, but as a family who has become very opportunistic. And you can disagree with me, and that's fine. I welcome different opinions as long as they're respectful. But this family, they're opportunists. And Timothy Savage in that moment told on himself. And Darrell Johnson told on Timothy Savage in that little clip there. So if you're not certain as to what I'm talking about, look at it again. Rewind this and look at it again. Darrell Johnson in that moment just said, I got a 21-year-old daughter. I don't know why you coming at me because I got a 21-year-old daughter. And I know if my daughter was in this situation and she was up in there, I would have ran a truck through the goddamn building and went and got my child. Timothy Savage is sitting there like, where my daughter at? Where my daughter? He knows where she is. He has always known. They have always known where she was. And then in the second video, you can clearly see that those girls just recently recorded that video showing you that they are still at Trump Tower chilling with the dog, okay? And they're fine. Now, that does not mean that those girls have not been brainwashed. I am not saying that at all. That does not mean that those girls don't have Stockholm Syndrome. I am not saying that. I am saying that whatever it is, they don't want to come home. Now, do I think they're going to be able to stay at Trump Tower much longer? I do not. Chances are, because R. Kelly has a Fed charge on him, several federal charges on him, they will start to confiscate his stuff, more than likely. They will start to seize his things if they think that some of the money that he used to, to so-called pay people off, anything like that, it might get wrapped up in these federal charges, and they may go and seize that property. Okay, he's leasing it anyway. So technically, if Trump Tower wanted to, they could technically revoke the lease if they wanted to. They really could do that. And so those girls would have to go elsewhere. Do I think that those girls would come back home? Probably not. Maybe Azriel, I don't know. But Joycelyn ain't coming back. And I can tell you why. Like I said, over the last couple of years, I have seen her father in particular do a lot of things that leads me to believe that all this showboating he's doing, trying to pretend like he didn't know where his daughter was and all this other stuff, he has known where she is. This is all like some setup, and I have believed it for a long time. Again, regardless of what I feel about R. Kelly and what he has done to minor children. My issue with R. Kelly truly is about the minor children that he has abused over the years. Okay? But Joycelyn Savage's parents sat on TV and said in an interview, a press interview in a paper, I saw like BuzzFeed article, that they took their daughter to an R. Kelly concert. She was somebody that was supposedly talented, and they thought he could help her. And I'm thinking to myself, first of all, I would never take my underage daughter to an R. Kelly concert. R. Kelly came along with me as far as music. So what kind of music is R. Kelly put out in the last decade that would make me want to take my underage daughter to his concerts when I know what kind of music he makes? He makes very sexually explicit music. That's fine, but why would I want to take my daughter to him? And furthermore, who has R. Kelly put on? I mean, that is a legitimate question I'm asking people. In the last 2 decades, who has R. Kelly put on that we know out here in the public? Now, if K. Michelle hadn't said that she worked with R. Kelly, that R. Kelly helped her musically, I wouldn't have known that, because when I was introduced to K. Michelle, which was like 2010, when I started kind of listening to her, 2009, 2010, she was with Myth Hits, and I thought he had put her on. I had no idea that R. Kelly was even in the picture. But that being said, if we want to, go ahead and say, okay, he helped K. Michelle, who else has he helped in the last 20 years? What, changing faces? Huh? Aaliyah? I'm just saying, it just makes no sense whatsoever here as to them taking their daughter to R. Kelly for the sake of getting some kind of help a leg into the industry. Why? It just makes no sense, which leads me to believe that this was all a setup because they know how R. Kelly moves. He likes them young. So for them to take their daughter to him, it's like all coming together for me, okay? It really is. It's all kind of like all the pieces are fitting and I'm just sitting here like, I'm not grieving with this family and I don't feel sorry for this family because they all put this stuff in place. And then when their daughter falls for this man whom they know like little girls and like them young, then they're like, oh my gosh. Now they're on this press run and they've been on this press run for the last couple of years, going out there. I've seen the dad made a diss record. I saw that online. I'm like, really? He rapping, making a diss record. The sister, the younger sister, who I actually think is slightly more talented than Joycelyn, made a diss record. And not trying to, no offense, I guess, or maybe it is offense. I have listened to Joycelyn sing. There was like a video circulating. I saw it on Tasha K a while ago as well. There was a video circulating with Joycelyn singing. And I don't know if she was just having a bad day or she was just not on her A game. But I gotta be honest. She just, in my opinion, didn't have it. Now, Azriel can sing. She got it. Whatever it is, she got it. But I didn't look at Joycelyn as having that same talent. And so that's why I was just like, okay, R. Kelly did the whole song and dance that he always does. They brought this young girl to him and he was like, oh, she's so talented. She's so good. I can make her a star. Why? Who has he made a star? That's why I'm like, the parents know what they were doing here. They were to me, co-conspirators in all of this stuff right here. Okay? Again, not absolving R. Kelly of what he has done. But these parents right here, they just don't get my sympathy. They don't. Darrell Johnson just said it. He said, if it was my daughter, I would have been went and got her. And we saw that on that Surviving R. Kelly thing when Dominique mom, I can't think of this woman's name, she went to the hotel and turns out that was stage 2. But she went to the hotel to try to get her daughter back, right? And she calls the Savages and tells them, your daughter's in there too. Did they run out there to try to get their daughter? No, they did not. So again, they keep acting like they're running all over the country trying to find her. If you saw her on the street, this girl probably moves about pretty freely. All right. Not to say that R. Kelly don't have any handlers like somewhere in the midst, but even if he did, and I see my daughter out on the street, you don't think I'm going to grab her ass and take her? I will have to deal with the cops or whatever later, but that is my child that I gave birth to. And you mean to tell me that she is that close to me where I can see her, that I can get to her, and you mean to tell me I'm not going to go in there and get my goddamn child? You a goddamn lie. And that's what Darrell Johnson was saying in that moment. And that's why when I saw that, like I said, a lot of people took that as him like kind of throwing R. Kelly under the bus. And maybe that's true. But what he did in that moment for me told me all I needed to know about Timothy Savage, if I haven't never seen it before, is you bullshitting. You know where your daughter is. You've seen her all over the place. And if you really wanted to get your daughter, you would have got her by now. I would have drove a truck through that building to get my kid out of there. But Timothy Savage doesn't want to really go get his daughter. What he wants is more publicity. You never heard him on these videos. I've seen him all over YouTube. Oh, if Iyanla called, I would love to go to Iyanla. I would love to do this. I would go on that TV show. I would go. Have you ever watched they got a YouTube channel. Timothy Savage has a YouTube channel. If you've ever gone, go over there, go visit it today. Take a little time out, go visit his YouTube channel. You tell me, is this a father that's a grieving dad trying to get his daughter back? Or is this a man trying to possibly get a reality show out of this? Okay? Because bet you believe it, I'm willing to bet that if Joycelyn returned home tomorrow, her dad would be having all kinds of contracts and papers in her face, getting her to sign on for a book deal, some kind of reality show, Life After R. Kelly. I already got the title, y'all. I already know what the title gonna be. Life After R. Kelly. All right. How Joycelyn is being reacclimated into this regular world with her parents supporting her. Oh, I already see it. I already know what's happening here. All right. And if you don't, you better get hip. These parents right here are opportunists, specifically the father. And again, that is not to say that they don't love their daughter. That is not to say that they don't miss their daughter. I'm sure they do. But the father has turned this into a shit show. He has. It's a bigger shit show than it has ever been, simply because of how he is moving. And for him to sit there and try to confront Darrell Johnson, as if Darrell Johnson got the keys or something. Seriously, if you wanted your daughter, you could have had her. That's what Darrell Johnson said, as far as I'm concerned. If you wanted your daughter, go get her. Because if it was me, I would have had her. I would go get my kid. And that's what, but Timothy Savage, y'all, he doesn't want to go get Joycelyn because it gives him more press to come off as this grieving parent who's just dying, to get his daughter back. It's more, he's getting more publicity by doing this. And the fact that R. Kelly just got arrested, that's a gold mine to him because that gives him even more publicity. But as you can see, based on the video, Joycelyn, even if they get kicked out of the Trump Tower, I doubt Joycelyn would come back to her parents because we've already seen how her parents move. On their YouTube channel, they have a video. I guess she came home for a moment. The girl that can't come home, that they haven't seen. If you see it, she came home. And they were talking to her about this, one of R. Kelly's handlers, Juice. And how Juice had, I guess, she had got thrown out for a couple of weeks or something because she looked at Juice funny. You can find it. Okay. But there's another video where they're like doing some kind of intervention on Joycelyn, about who she's been sleeping with. Was she sleeping with a girl? Now, why would they put that, if they love their daughter so much, why would they put that information out there to humiliate her to the world by confronting her like that? And asking, who you been sleeping with? You sleep with girls? Why are you having sex with girls? They did that to their own daughter, which again, if you loved her so much, why would you humiliate her like that? Why would you put all this business of hers out here like that? Why would you do that to your child? She's a paycheck, and maybe Joycelyn now is old enough to see that she has become nothing more than an opportunity for her father. And that's maybe why she does not want to come home. I have no real comment on Azriel because even though I follow her father on Instagram and on social media, I don't necessarily see her father moving the exact same way as Timothy Savage. I actually see them a little differently than I see the Savages, but the Savages are not fooling me. I see right through what they're doing, and they're not moving me. I'm not moved by anything Timothy Savage says because, like I said, he has known where his daughter was. He knows. And if he wanted to grab her off the street, hell, like I said, I would grab my goddamn daughter off the street if she living with this man and he got her hemmed up and I think that she's in danger. I would grab my daughter. The hell with the police, the hell with kidnapping charges, I guess I would just have to take it because that's my kid and I want her home. But truth of the matter is, not having Joycelyn home is far more lucrative to Timothy Savage than having her, well, I don't know. Maybe having her home will prove more lucrative if he can get her on TV because I'm telling you right now, I'm calling it right now. Please let me know when y'all see this happen. If it happens, come back and tell me I was right. He do got a reality show in the works for her if this girl returns home because he wants to show, again, Life After R. Kelly. Oh, he gonna turn it into a show. Trust and believe me. So I have no sympathy for the Savages, none at all. And Darrell Johnson said a whole mouthful, and I appreciate what he said because, again, the dude, the end just came out. He just came out like, dude, don't come at me. What are you coming at me for? I ain't got your daughter. Because if you really wanted your daughter, you would have got her by now. Listen to his words, okay? He said a whole lot. He really did. And I hope people understand what's happening here. Again, please don't take this video as me taking up for R. Kelly because I'm not. I definitely ain't taking up for R. Kelly.